These guys right here feature the most Zoom Air we've ever seen in any Air Jordan ever. Hey guys, this is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel, the only review channel here on YouTube where you come for the review and stay for the conversation. Today we are taking a look at these bad boys right here. At least I hope that they're going to be bad boys. We'll see. Fingers crossed. For those of you that don't know, this is the Jordan Supreme Elevation. Now these guys right here are an interesting shoe. They remind me a lot of a shoe that I wish Nike would retro, although I kind of take that back right now, given the whole Kobe 4 Pro fiasco. Although the shoe's namesake that I want them to retro, you wouldn't be able to like skimp out on those because the shoe is called the Nike Viz Zoom Up Tempo. It's an amazing sneaker. It looks so awesome. It's so pretty. That shoe was just like this, where you can visibly see the giant Zoom Air units within the shoe. So there is no way that they'd be able to retro that shoe without that stuff in there and we wouldn't notice. But anyways, these are the Jordan Supreme Elevations. These guys are available now overseas, but not here in the US yet, which is unfortunate because I would have loved to have tried these on before buying a pair. These guys right here fit a half a size big. It sucks, especially because of the upper that they use and the cushioning. Those two things with a sloppy fit are never a good mix. The upper is soft, the cushion is bouncy, and it also compresses a lot. So they kind of feel like an ankle roll waiting to happen. I'm gonna play in these, but I'm just gonna like cross my fingers that I'm okay. If I do feel any instability though, I will stop and I will just wait until you get a smaller size and everything. But for those of you guys that haven't already purchased the shoe, if you guys were curious about grabbing a pair, to me, they fit a half a size big. Now the traction looks interesting. It also feels interesting as well. We do have some herringbone right here in solid rubber. The majority of it though is translucent, and you've got this kind of like weird like diamond pattern. It feels like it's going to be very good. It is very shallow though. It's like super thin rubber and all that stuff. So outdoors, I just would not do it, which is unfortunate because that cushion is beastly. And what we have right here is Zoom Air. It's not quite full length or anything, but it is in the heel and the forefoot. Like I was saying earlier, this is the first Air Jordan shoe to feature this much Zoom Air ever. And we're talking about both the placement and the volume of the unit itself. So we have had Air Jordans where they feature like full length zoom, and that's a lot of Zoom Air as it is. And then we've had Jordans like, you know, the 32s and the 33s or the 28s where they have a very large volume zoom unit, but it's only in the forefoot. These guys have a large volume zoom unit in the heel and in the toe, which is crazy. You can see because of that translucent section just how large this Zoom Air is. It's the entire ball of the foot. It's kind of crazy. And then we have this entire section back here. It's almost like a mix between the Viz Zoom Up Tempo and the LeBron like 15 or 16. You know what I mean? Because it's that much Zoom Air. It's nuts.
That's what I was gonna say.
Did
When
they
you were
kinda remind
describing
you?
the fit,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
worrying about rolling, like it reminds me of the 15.
A little bit. That's the thing, is that they've put this little like kind of outrigger piece, but it's not an outrigger that jets out. That would have been very useful for this setup. So what they do is they have this little like rubber wrap, and that's supposed to make it so it doesn't compress too much. But because everything kind of fits a little long, like your foot can shift and all that stuff, and if your foot shifts inside the shoe, it'll make the shoe jerk or move a little bit in a way that maybe you didn't want it to, which could cause some instability and additional pressure like right in this one section where it's not contained and all that stuff. So I would have liked to have seen maybe another one of those rubber wraps, but so that you could still see the visible zoom unit. They did that before it was an Air Jordan, I can't remember the name of it, but it was full length Air. It was like a team shoe, not an Air Jordan. And they had like these like weird TPU things, like a roll cage almost all the way throughout if you guys know what I'm talking about, I'll try to find it and put up a picture, but I can't remember what the name of it was. The same time frame, they had the Air Jordan 2 upper with the Air Max bottom. So it was like right around the LeBron 8 time frame. As far as the feeling goes though, they feel super comfortable, as you would assume, because that Zoom Air is just super bouncy. Again, it's a little bit too, like, you compress too much into it a little bit. I'm hoping that it feels a lot better in motion, because that's when you're moving more naturally on the court versus trying to stomp around and be like, can I feel this? And that's not like a real movement. Nobody's like bouncing on their heels or awkwardly on their toes in a basketball game, at least not on purpose. I'm just wondering what it's gonna feel like while moving and all that stuff, but I'm definitely excited to try it out. I think the last Jordan model that I played in with zoom that was kind of like this big and visible was the Mellow M8, which is just a fantastic shoe. If you guys can find a good pair of those on eBay or any of the other reseller apps and all that stuff for a good price, highly recommend those. The M8s were awesome. Now, coupled with the Zoom Air is a lightweight Phylon midsole. Despite how like kind of like chunky the shoe looks, they are very light. You know, take that for what it is. Again, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We'll find out when we play in them and test them out. Then the funny thing is that the upper is legitimately in mean, this is not like a joke or me being sarcastic or anything. It's legitimately the Air Jordan 32's upper. It's like they had leftovers and they put it on this shoe right here. And I just think it's so weird. The Flyknit, everything is the same. I've been around since they started Jordan Brand, like since that started right around the Air Jordan 12/13 time frame, depending on who you ask. And I've been around for that long to see when they kind of like take inspiration from models like the Signature or the Flagship and they put it on the team shoes. And that's cool. You can see like, oh, that came from the Jordan 14 or the 13 or whatever it might be and all that stuff. This guy right here though, they legitimately took the top and they just put it right on there, man. It's so weird to me. Now, something that they've added to the upper of the shoe is elastic bands or straps. They've got one on the forefoot, they've got one on the collar. I don't know how well these are gonna, do or help out and all that stuff. They're not super elastic. They're actually kind of like nylon, but they are interesting nonetheless. This is the one that's pretty elasticy, not the forefoot strap. And we have seen these on the feet of Jimmy Butler so far. He's been balling out in them, so hopefully they work well. You do have some synthetic leather on the side panel here and some fused panels and stuff like that, just for some accented pieces. Now, a small little design feature that is gonna go overlooked, especially on this colorway, but it's something that I really dig, is the little Air branding right there on the heel tab. I have not actually seen them use the Jumpman as the letter A, and I don't know why. I just thought that was dope. So that pretty much takes care of it for just a quick overview and detailed look / review of the Jordan Supreme Elevation. I don't know the US retail price. I know that I paid, I think it was like $180 total or something like that, somewhere around there for these from overseas. I got them from ID4 Shoes on eBay. If anybody's curious, we don't work with them. We're not giving you a discount. I didn't get a discount, just letting you know, but that's where I got my pair from. The thing is with overseas releases, they don't have the same prices usually as US releases, so there's no retail tab on the box label and stuff, which is normal. So I don't know what they're gonna actually release for here in the States. First off, I was told like right around 140, but then we've also been hearing that it's gonna be around, I think it was like 170 or 180. So those are like three majorly different numbers. So I don't know what it's gonna be. We'll just have to wait and see and find out. But let me know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. Are you interested in hooping in a pair? Does it really depend on the price, or is this much zoom not a problem for you? It's funny because of the Kobe thing, Kobe 4 Pro, not really any zoom, and it's just straight Phylon. Retail price is 175, and you still have people being like, F it, dude, I still wanna buy them, which is cool. Do your own thing with your own money. But if the price is a factor for you on these guys, and they definitely offer you way more, I do think that that's kind of ironic. Sound off below, let us know what you guys think about these. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Stay tuned for a performance review if there is gonna be one. Again, if these don't fit me right, I will not keep playing in them. You can always follow me on Instagram at Nightwing2303 for anybody curious. That's kind of like my hoop diary, if you will, and all that stuff is my personal account, or you can follow WearTesters directly at WearTesters. Thank you once again, and until next time, guys, have a good one.
Jordan team shoes don't have a typical price range.
Like that they stay within? Not usually. I mean, obviously they're typically under whatever the Flagship is, which is this year's 175.
So 170, 180 sounds kind of crazy.
180 sounds crazy. 170, not so much, but having a $5 difference is kind of crazy. So I think that would backfire. I think that if you sell these for what we were originally told for the 140, we were told that by somebody who shall remain anonymous. I hate when that happens because I would like to source them, but like we're not supposed to because they can get in trouble. But they're somewhere within that field and all that stuff. And that's originally what we were told. So again, I don't know really what it is, but 140, I think, for a shoe like this, as long as you get them to fit you right, would be a steal, and as long as they play well.
Do you know who the designer is of this one? Is it the Jordan Fly Lockdown dude?
It's not. It was a collaborative. They call it the team. Yeah, so it's not one particular designer. It was a design team, and they all kind of worked on it. Whoever designed the 32 upper, like clearly there was influence there, so like he can technically be like a producer on the project, but I mean, you don't know if he was directly involved or not, or if they just, again, had leftover parts. I do know at least one person who was involved, but I don't know like complete logistics and stuff. And then like I was saying in a separate video is that like there are teams for everything from materials to colors to the actual design of, the upper, the bottom, all that stuff. So it's a real collaborative effort. It's not really like it used to be where, like you would have Eric Avar and like he designed the foam posit, or Penny, or a Kobe, or even Tinker designed some of the early LeBrons, and Tinker designing certain Jordans and all of that stuff. It's not like that anymore, where it's like really they put a team and we're like, hey, this is what we've got to do, and let's find a way to get it done. And so that's how a lot of these shoes are now made, especially from Jordan Brand, because there's the one caveat to these guys. When they get placed with a project is you have to pay tribute to the heritage of the brand. So it's kind of like a string attached, you know what I mean? So like you have to kind of have it tie in to the legacy somehow, whether it's with a design element or colorways. Can't just be the shoe with a Jordan logo on it anymore. It's got to be more than that, which is to me kind of like a hindrance because it really limits creativity from a design standpoint. Like you can't create something so new, although like they did with the Why Not 02, but I think the caveat to that is that that was a signature for a Jordan athlete, not a Jordan branded per se shoe, even though it's still a Jordan brand shoe. You know what I mean?
I'm just surprised it took them that long to turn the logo into an A.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, dude, that's cool. Like that could be a dog tag. I would get a bumper sticker of that. You know how they have the Just Do It products, like apparel? Like I would get a shirt that just says Air like that. Like that just to me looks sick.